Every time you pick up the ball, know what you're doing. If I have 30 minutes in a day to start throwing, okay, 5-10 minutes of it, somebody explain to me the value of getting the ball and throwing like this. What's the value of that? If I'm taking 15 throws and I'm starting off like this, my feet both planted into the ground, why am I doing that? Trunk loose, okay, that's cool. Why can't my trunk get loose as I move too? So should I isolate one part of my body? So should I just strip my body of its engine before I throw it? Release point? Okay, release point as I'm going to the mound ultimately in a game without legs.
I just feel like sometimes, because I personally do that, and sometimes I can feel, like I try and focus on when I first start, I can feel my hands snap over the top of the ball, and that's what I try to find before I actually start getting my legs and my core into it. That way once I sync up, I can feel it with my legs. Maybe it's just a mental thing, I don't know.
No doubt, and that's what we're saying. The placebo effect, man, I feel like I'm getting out front, right? So I would say, well, my first throw, my first 30 throws, I want to move my body and feel like I'm getting out in front, okay? So the throwing program, here's how it works. If I'm going out and I pick up the ball for the first time, okay, that's roughly, I'm getting loose, right? I can't go out there and throw 100% my first throw. So I'm scaling my energy from a low level to ultimately a high level, okay? We operate in training phases and performance phases, right? If I threw yesterday in a game, let's say my lats are sore, we kind of refer to this as general body soreness, I'm coming out, I'm doing my toss, then I'm gonna go at 30 to 50% light catch, but my energy is always scaled to what part of my body? Arm. No, it's really my lower half. Okay, think about your arm as just a passenger. Okay, I'm moving my body at a 30% clip. I'm moving my body at a 75% clip, ultimately to a 100% clip. So just let your arm go along for the ride. But if you guys focus on the lower half in terms of how you move every day instead of, I'm a little sore today, so I'm just, you know what, I'm just taking light on my arm. Oh, I feel pretty good. I'm gonna crank my arm a little bit more today. That's what I see from a global standpoint when I just watch, okay? Because I can throw lightly, but doesn't mean I don't have to sacrifice my lower body, okay? If you're a guy who legitimately needs 2 miles per hour to get to a MLB prospect level and you gotta move your ass down the mound, what do you gotta do? You gotta get here in the morning and move your ass down the mound. The only thing that I ask you is, when we go into, this is for pitching standpoint, when we go into individual meetings, okay? When we walk in there, I want you to remember, what you guys supposed to do for me? Who you want to be, okay? We'll see where they match up, all right? But who do you want to be, okay? And then I'm going to ask you, how are you going to get there, all right? Now, and it goes back to my original point. There's some of you who drastically need to move differently. Some of you guys don't really. Some of you guys just need to be more consistent. Just like Potter and Aker last year. These guys didn't need to move any faster, but they need to be aware each time of where they were doing on a daily basis to facilitate more consistent gains. Some of you guys are doing so much extra that you're actually hurting your gains that happen on the field in terms of velocity, okay? And that's all we want to talk about. So knowing Will and I, just so you guys know, you can have as much open conversation as you want, okay? I'm a pretty direct dude, and I'll tell you what's going on, okay? But I also value your opinion. I'm not a guy who says, nope, my way or the highway, okay? But all I'm going to tell you, and I'll always go back to this, and I'm in a little different position this year, but I'm going to say what you currently are right now is not an MLB prospect. I can't sell you. I'm not going to put you on my list. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to the league. And if you're here for 10 weeks, you're still not that guy, and I don't see any developmental gains, we're not working to become that guy, what happens? New guy comes in, okay? I'm just gonna be honest about it. That's how it kind of rolls. Now, basically, most independent leagues and even affiliated ball, it's like, unless you're a bonus baby and you're a guy, that walks in that door, you got to pitch from day one. They're not super interested in like, oh no, this guy needs like 5 years development. Not if you're 23, not if you're 24 with no money. So you guys get out of here, you get signed, guess what you got to do? You got to keep rolling. They don't have the patience because they got a flood of guys coming everywhere. We can have more patience here, okay? That's why it's open communication. What is our league? Last thing, what is our league considered? Developmental league. One of the biggest things that you can do in terms of your overall projectability is train from the slope more often. A lot of guys here, I feel like they never get off the mound until they throw a light pinner in the game. You have a downward slope for a reason, and it can be a great tool if you use it.